Hey everyone, it is Yoga Amy here, and I'm going to try this again because the last time I tried this, my camera did not work. So welcome to my in-home yoga studio. This is where I am now teaching all of my yoga classes, and you can see not only my space, but how much of what you can see with me while I'm teaching. So to give you a little tour here, I have our 7 chakra banner set up so that there's a nice reminder of being grounded here at our root, traveling up the full length of our spine to the top of the head where we connect to divine source. And in the yoga classes that I teach, many times I will use props. The main prop that I use is a chair. And I know that not everybody has a folding chair, but if you do, this is the kind that I highly encourage you to work with. If not, use a dining room chair, just not a desk chair that's going to be rolling around. That's not the kind of chair that we're looking for. Preferably a chair without arms. Next up, for the gentle yoga classes that I teach, we use props. So sometimes we'll use a yoga blanket. This is basically what's referred to as a Mexican blanket. It's cotton. I personally am not excited about using wool. I know some yoga instructors prefer that. I am a cotton blanket kind of instructor because it's softer and it's easier on my own skin. The other thing that I have that we work with in our gentle yoga classes, typically the gentle classes, we will be on the floor. So I would not have the chair here in the space. I like to have my clients be on a space that's comfortable for them. I do have some clients who cannot get on the floor. And because of that, then I have them work in their bed. It still gives the same type of support. And instead of putting themselves in danger trying to get on the floor or feel like they cannot participate in the gentle yoga class, then all they have to do is jump onto their bed, have their yoga props available to them, and then they can still participate 100%. The yoga bolster, and I have a whole list of yoga props that I like to use and where you can resource those. So I can add that link into the notes after this particular episode. This bolster is firm, so you'll notice that it is roughly about 4 inches thick. And this is the style of bolster that I like to use for most of my gentle yoga classes. Sometimes we'll just use a blanket or two. If you don't want to purchase a bolster immediately, then you can use some pillows that are rather firm, not a down-filled pillow. Same thing with blankets. Don't use a down-filled blanket that's going to just collapse immediately. We want to have something fairly firm. The other thing that we work with are yoga blocks. These are foam blocks. There are other types of yoga blocks. There's wood ones. I prefer the kind that are rather, I think this is about a 3 or 4 inch. 3 inch, I think, is what this side is, instead of a 2 inch. Those are too thin. So yoga block. Usually I recommend to have 2 of these available for some of the classes that I do. We'll use 2 instead of 1. And then lastly, what I encourage clients to have is a yoga strap. And so the strap, this one is about a 6-footer. No, sorry, this is an 8-footer. That is a really good length because we can use this in a variety of manners. Some of them have metal rings on the ends. Others have a plastic ring that you could loop through to close it off. And so these props are highly recommended for any type of practice. And again, what I was mentioning is our chakra banner here. And if you're not familiar with the 7 chakras, I have some other practices that I do that are chakra specific. And for those of you who feel a bit overwhelmed with yoga, please know that my style of teaching, I'm coming up on 24 years of teaching yoga. My style of teaching yoga is to work with the body that you have, not the body of your instructor, not the body that you want, but the body that you have. And so for some people, being more in that space of a private setting, I work with clients privately, individually, and it is just like this. You will be guided through a series of postures, depending on what tools you have in your home. Personal training may be the other aspect to it. So if you're wanting to have weight training, depending on what tools you have at home, those are some other areas that I work with my clients. So privately or in a group setting, either of those are perfectly fine. And I am also doing a class. This one's intense, let me tell you. These are balance pads. And a lot of my clients have been requesting more balance classes. And the reason for this, how many of you are feeling like you've got wobbly ankles, or your knees are not as strong, or even your thighs? Like, to get up out of the chair, you've got to give a little bit more hoist now to get yourself up and out of a chair. The balance pad class that I'm leading, you can either join in live, or if you join in the membership for the balance pad practice specific, that I'll drop that link into the notes as well. But that is either the live class with the recordings available, or you can just buy the recordings. This tool is amazing, and I've now been on this a few times, so I know what to expect now. But the balance pads, I'm telling you, even just standing here, let me just kind of show you. This is rather firm. It's not like standing on a trampoline, but it gives you enough support where your ankles, even the tops of your feet and your toes, your lower body begins to engage more. And this lower body area is your root chakra. So at the very tip of your tailbone down into your feet, this is the active engagement for your root chakra. This is all about creating safety, feeling secure in your own body, feeling the strength into your legs, waking up muscles in your feet, your ankles, your shins, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hamstrings, your butt. And then it makes you stand super tall while you're on this pad. And it is incredible. Even just standing here, I'm feeling everything begin to engage to allow me to stand taller. This particular practice that I'm doing with these balance pads have been phenomenal. The results that people are starting to see, the homework that I'm providing to them, the recording of the practice, they are finding more of this active support that they can do in between practices as well. So welcome once again to my studio, giving you this little behind the scenes tour here. And I appreciate you stopping by and taking a look. And if you want to try out a practice, email me directly at amy@yogaamy.net, and we can get you into a practice to test it out, see what you think. And I know that there is tons of yoga available at this point, but my focus is on those who are wanting to make a change, not just talking about it. You show up, you're accountable. If you don't show up to class, I'm going to be finding out why. And I will keep on you about being true to your body, your mind, your soul, and giving you that stronger connection. Again, I've got almost 24 years. April will be my 24th anniversary of teaching yoga. And with this extensive background behind me, alignment driven, understanding the use of props, understanding how different body types work, what you need to feel more supported within yourself, and creating that beautiful mind-body connection that yoga is all about. Give you much gratitude and appreciation for stopping by and hearing what I've got going on, and look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much.